It appears, Bill, that there are shrieks of silence. The Security Council meeting just now getting underway. The subject of North Korea is not on the agenda. According to the agenda, the Security Council will be discussing famine in North Africa and recent developments in Syria. Over the weekend, though, the Security Council passed a resolution that will cut North Korean exports on coal, iron, and seafood, costing that country about $1 billion. Diplomats here at the United Nations, like the rest of the world, have been following the war of words between President Trump and Kim Jong-un. But there has been no formal comment so far today. U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson, returning home from Asia, made a stopover in Guam, and while en route, he was asked if Americans should be worried.
I think Americans should sleep well at night, have no concerns about this particular rhetoric of the last few days. I think the President, again, as Commander-in-Chief, I think he felt it necessary to issue a very strong statement directly to North Korea.
The U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations, Nikki Haley, has said that the latest resolution was a strong, united step that would hold North Korea accountable. Bill?
We've been down the sanctions road before. Why might this be different now, David?
Well, it may not be, Bill. That's the big question. So far, since 2006, there have been 7 resolutions at the United Nations imposing sanctions on North Korea. And while North Korea has a long history of cheating, the success or failure of this latest resolution will greatly depend on what China does. China is the largest trading partner with North Korea. It accounts for 90% of all trade. One interesting statistic, according to a recent report, during a recent round of sanctions against North Korea, Bill, trade between China and North Korea actually increased by almost 2.7%. Another factor to take into consideration is who is going to be hurt by the sanctions. In the past, the leadership was insulated from economic hardship, and it was the general population that suffered. You might recall that it was the general population who suffered because of a famine, and now, Bill, there is a significant drought in North Korea, the greatest since 2001, and that could also be a factor in the success or failure of these latest sanctions.
You laid it
Bill?
out well. Thank you, David Lee Miller, at on the East River there at the UN here in Manhattan.